There's a decided higher pitch to the crowd noise, if you notice, Rowdy. Every time Ryan Lochte enters the stage, he's already won 3 golds, 2 individual and a relay. Those shoes are a big part of that appeal that Ryan has to the younger crowd. Now he comes out in an event that he's the reigning Olympic gold medalist, the men's 200 back. And the big story is that his biggest rival in this event is not here. Aaron Peirsol did not qualify. Shockingly, Tyler Clary had a better prelim time than Peirsol. So Aaron Peirsol just swam and won the B final. But he is not in the A final. It is Lochte and Clary. And of course, the other big name is Ryosuke Irie from Japan, who was the silver medalist to Peirsol's gold at the Worlds last year.
Well, I think it might be close for a while, but Ted, I think Lochte should pull away with about 75 meters to go. He'll come off that halfway point like a rocket.
And Irie was 5th in Beijing, 2nd, we said, at the Worlds last year.
And one of the prettiest swimmers you'll ever see swim backstroke. He's just so light on the water. I was talking to some of the Japanese coaches earlier, and they said, you know, he had rolled his ankle in the spring, and it really affected his training and affected his confidence. So I'm not sure he's going to be a big factor against Lochte. He's got a chance for the silver, but I think this is going to be all Ryan Lochte. Tyler Clary is going to be very good. He had a great swim this prelims. I mean, give it up for Clary to be able to get by Aaron Peirsol to be here. 155.5. That's just about a second off his best time. And remember, that's in the suit era. Everybody's in a little bit of a suit hangover.
That's one way to phrase it. I like that. Well, Lochte and Clary in the prelims, 2nd and 3rd fastest times in the world this year. Irie has the top time in the world this year and was not here, though.
Yeah, 155.1. I don't think 155.1 is going to win this. It's going to take 154 at least to be able to win, unless these guys end up going out with each other like they're doing early on and just playing the field, and once again playing a little cat and mouse. But boy, you can just see Ryan has just so much better underwater than anybody else. And the great thing about that, and it's a tricky thing to do, Ted, because you tend to go into that huge oxygen debt, especially in a 200. You can handle 100, but in a 200, you really fall into danger territory. But he's got those huge lungs, and he's capable of doing that.
We haven't seen him in debt for anything, and this is, no matter what the stroke route, no matter what the race, it seems like Lochte here, like for example, this third 50 is where he just seems to find an extra push.
Yeah, and you can see his tempo start to change a little bit. He pushes those lungs into the water, very steady, still keeping his head nice and still, just flows so well in the water. Now watch his turn, and then to Ted, watch everybody else. Keep an eye on Ryan. There he is underwater. He goes real deep, uses that momentum. Watch this. This guy pops up and just starts. That's Irie, the fastest swimmer in the world today. He pops up and takes at least 3 or 4 strokes before anybody else. And once again, the United States is just tearing this place up. They've got another chance to finish 1-2.
Lochte now, it's like watching Phelps. He's winning everything, and it's racing against himself, against the clock. Brushes up to the lane line there, but Lochte comes in with another easy win, 154.12. That's a full second faster than any other time posted in the world this year. Clary does get 2nd, Irie 3rd.
I can't say enough about how fast the Americans are going here at these Pan Pacific Championships. Here's the overhead on the start. Lochte right there in the middle of the pool in lane number 4. See right there, he's just so good underwater. And once again, he uses that electric dolphin kick off the walls. Look at this, look at his head. You know, this is an old cliche in swimming, but you could literally put a cup of water on his head right there. Here's this turn. Watch what he does underneath the water. So electric off the wall. He runs that line as long as possible. There's a fine line between starting to decelerate and when you still want to take that first stroke. He does it perfectly, timed it perfect. And you said it, you saw it there, Ted. He brushed up against that lane, but heck, by then it didn't matter.
No.
Right
And
here,
there it
he
is.
rubs up against it. Not as bad as we've seen some others. And one of the reasons why I found out these blue and white lane lines have caused a lot of the swimmers a lot of struggle. I've talked to some of the swimmers, and they tend to blend in with the color of the pool.
Really?
And that's why they're running in lane lines. We've seen this over and over the last 3 weeks. Unbelievable.
Well, Lochte and Clary take 1-2. And one side note, that also means that they will be the two that will swim this for the United States at the World Championships in Shanghai next year. So Aaron Pearsall will not swim the 200 back in the Worlds.
Beautiful swim by Tyler Clary.
All right, here's Ryan Lochte once again with Alex.
Well, Ryan, how in control of this race did you feel?
I mean, I felt pretty controlled. I tried to hold back on my first 50. Kind of learned that mistake from the 4 AM, but held back, and then I just went from there.
You hit the lane line.
Yeah, at the very end. I was trying to stay in the middle, but it didn't work.
Your 4th gold medal here. How do you describe the year you're having?
It's going good. It's just a stepping stone for next year Worlds and then the Olympics, so I'm right where I need to be.
Ryan Lochte with a new Pan Pac record.